What is up, MFers? Welcome back to Milliken Fishing. You know, I'm all about trying new lakes. I've fished almost every lake within an hour or 2 hours of Omaha this year, so I want to try something completely new today. So I am to this little lake right here. I think I fished it once like 10 years ago, but honestly I don't even remember. So all I really know about this lake from just getting out and looking at it is boat ramp looks real shallow, but the lake is really clean water. Looks freaking awesome. Got some timber back there. Looks freaking sweet. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my rig into that nonsense. It's pretty shallow, but we got four-wheel drive, so we're gonna give it a go, see if we can catch some. I got all different types of baits tied on, including some giant swim baits, so this crystal clear water could be the ticket for those. I'm super stoked. Let's get after them. All right, step one, launch the boat, don't get stuck. Complete, we did it. Step two, catch some slaunches. Let's get after them. God, this lake is freaking sweet. Look at all this cover up here. We got trees, standing timber, shade lines, bushes, even grass around the edge. And it looks like we got tough to tow with the wind here, but we got about, I don't know, 4 or 5 foot of visibility. So I'm gonna start with this beaver, flip around, see. I don't even know if there's bass or good ones in here. It looks like the freaking lake that dreams are made of. I don't know if it gets a lot of pressure, if it's always this clean. I've heard it's clean, but yeah, let's get after them. Only one way to find out what really lives in here. 25 feet deep and I'm right here. Okay, this is pretty insane. There really could be some true freaking slaunches living in here. There we go, first fish. All right, there's fish in here. Oh, pulled off. He was just a little dink, but good sign. There are fish willing to bite. Of course, that's always important. God, there was another one. That one got my beaver. All right, I like it. This is a good sign. That one was in this little grass patch right here. We just started, but we already got a couple bites on a beaver. I like it. Try a frog. Got some nice grass here. Looks like milfoil. Casted it like a clown. There we go. God dang. Some up on my hook. Got a good hook in both those fish. Oh, hook points rolled. Perfect, good start. All right, we're 0 for 3 on bites. Just looked down at my hook point and it was completely rolled. So got a new hook on. This one's not going to fail. Let's catch some slaunches. There we go. All right, we landed one. There's the culprit of the missed bites. Giants like this guy. I think I got a swim bait tied on that's about the same size as that guy. Yeah, pretty close. But yeah, caught one. If there's some that size, there's got to be big ones too. We might have to weed through the small ones, but of course, good to see there's some active fish and not just real itty bitty tiny ones. So let's keep fishing, see what happens. Get out of there. Oh yeah. Another little guy. Just a little pecker. Fun though. Don't do that. Dude, chill. Chill. Bye, buddy. Alright. Must be lots of those guys in this lake. I've had like 5 bites and they've all been him. We might be putting on a bigger bait here shortly if that's all we can catch. I got some ideas though. Get out of there, you little turkey. It might be a little bit better. It's so cool seeing them fight in that pretty water. Well, slight improvement. These all have holes in their mouths. They've been caught a million times before, I bet. But that's okay. We're about to go the swim bait, big bait route. See if we can't up our size substantially, even if we got to lose our quantity. Because yeah, this is small fish territory apparently. It's like every time I flip up into a shaded area up there by the trees, it's small fish. So maybe the bigger ones are out off these points a little deeper or suspended in some of these trees, I don't know. But as we get further back there, I got a feeling it's gonna get a lot darker water, and maybe that'll be the ticket for the bigger fish too. There's another little guy. Dinks City. There's another one. God, this lake is full of the small ones. Good place to bring a kid. I might have to bring my son here, but I don't know. All right, enough of that nonsense. Tying on the big baits. So this one here is an MS Slammer, it's called, and I know I haven't talked about it a whole lot, haven't fished it a whole lot on my channel since I started this YouTube thing, but this literally might be my favorite bait to throw of all time. It's just a topwater jointed wake bait, and it looks like that. I don't think I need to tell you guys a whole lot more than that. Looks amazing. Hopefully we can coax a few better bites throwing this guy around. Oh, there we go. And it was just a little one, but he came off. Dude, that one was like literally the same size as this slammer that he just ate it. I might need to change the hooks on this guy too. They're pretty dull and old and crusty, but they will eat this. Unfortunately, it was just another little one, but that was pretty damn cool. All right, back in action. I swapped the hooks on this slammer, and not really the hooks I like to throw on this guy, but better than dull hooks. So yeah, let's see how we do. Might be kind of tough to fish this thing with all these leaves in here, I'm thinking, but definitely wasn't worth it to leave those crappy hooks on here and lose potentially the best fish of the day. Ooh. There we go. Are you freaking kidding me? That's just proof that bass of all sizes will eat a swim bait. I think this swim bait would have won a fight against this bass. Huh. Well, really thought I would catch some better quality on this swim bait, but fun anyway. Big bait equals big fish, right? All right, so let me take a second to talk to you a little bit about this guy. This is called an MS Slammer, and I don't work with them, I'm not sponsored by them, nothing like that. But it's a bait that's my favorite topwater waking swim bait, and so I want to share it with you guys. I know I haven't really shown enough of it in the 8 months I've been doing this YouTube thing, but it's seriously like my favorite bait to throw, and this lake is absolutely a perfect place to throw it. The leaves are kind of screwing me up a little bit right now, but obviously most of you, you're not going to have a bunch of leaves on top of the water. But let me take a second to explain to you guys where I throw this, what I look for, and what it can do. I know I've caught some 12-inch bass on it today, but I've caught some 6, 7, 8-pound bass on it before as well. It draws huge bites, it draws small bites, but it draws bites more than any swim bait I've ever used. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about this as I throw it. So this is the MS Slammer. This is the junior size actually. It's a 7-inch swim bait, topwater bait made of balsa. It's got this big lip on front and big hooks. Looks super stupid out of the water, but in the water it really comes to life. And what I look for when I'm throwing this bait is clean water and vertical targets that fish can ambush off of. So what I mean by that is anywhere next to a laydown, a steep bank, an underhanging tree, a bush with clean water where a bass can come up from 3, 4, 5, 10, 12 feet even and ambush this bait. This is not a bait that you're gonna put in your hand and fish a flat and cover a lot of water. It's a bait you're gonna fish very isolated targets, and it just gets a ton of freaking bites. So basically what I'm looking for is stuff like this. That's why this lake is perfect. And again, I might not catch a fish on this the rest of the day or the rest of the year even. I assume that I will, since I'm gonna start throwing it a lot more, but this is the type of cover I am looking for when I throw it. Pitch it up to a overhanging tree or a weed edge. You know, there's tons of freaking grass and leaves and stuff in here. And that makes this tough. But what I'm gonna do is I'll kind of throw it out there. So you got this overhanging tree right here. So I'll throw it out past this overhanging tree and I'll swim it up to it if I can get it through the leaves. So this thing has an awesome swimming motion. You want those fish to see that. So then when I get close to it, I'll stop it and I'll twitch it and kind of walk it around right in place. And then I'll just swim it out of there. And of course I caught a bunch of grass on that. This is a terrible video showing you how to use this thing. But yeah, what the thing with the walking in place, and you can kind of experiment to see what your fish want that day. But this thing has, this wood has a really distinct audible clicking noise that the bass freaking love. So we got I can see a piece of timber up there. We're gonna flip right to that, walk it in place. You want the fish to see it and look at it, and then you really want them to see that swimming action. And that's what's gonna draw your strikes with this bait. And I'm sure you could do it with about any other type of topwater walking bait as well, but this is my favorite by far. So we're gonna swim up to this tree, click it over the top of it, and then let those fish watch it swim, even though it's got 27 leaves on it. Just a flat out killer bait. I know today, not the best spot for me to show you how to use this since it's loaded with freaking grass, but I'll link this down below if you guys want to check it out. It really catches some giants for me all year long. As soon as they'll get on that topwater bite when the water's mid to upper 50s, I like for it, you can start catching them on this. Around the spawn, it's deadly. Post spawn, it's really good when they're in the bushes. It's a great, great bait. All right, we're getting a lot more grass mixed in, so we are going to switch over to the swim jig as we get back into this little creek right here. Should be just money for it. Just how I like it, clean water, a little bit of grass. Absolute killer of a fish catcher. Unfortunately, it'll probably catch some small ones, but the big ones eat it just as well. Sight fished him on the swimming jig. Where the hell are the big fish? This is annoying. Getting kind of tough to figure them out. There's a little one on the swim jig. Pretty fish, just not what we're looking for today. All right. Flipping the swim jig. That is one cool thing about this 6 cents head. It is very, very weedless as it comes to a point. So you can flip it into stuff like that. That's where that guy was hiding. Get out of there. Well, alright. Well, I put on the flipping jig in hopes that I would catch a bigger fish on the jig. That might be my biggest of the day. He's probably 12 inches or so. Freaking giant. Oh well. We're about halfway through the lake and established that there are 387 million small ones in here. So we're not going to keep beating our head against the wall. We're going to try something different. We're going to change our tactics a little bit. See all this beautiful grass around me. You know, a lot of it's dead, but the little ones seem to be around it. So we're going to punch some of that, see if there's bigger ones up in that. You know, when you catch a lot of small fish, generally what I look for is to go to heavier cover, to go to bigger baits, and to go out deeper. So maybe those are all three things we need to try to do the rest of the day to try to get bigger bites. I'm going to throw that slammer a lot more, going to throw a big glide bait, see if we can catch some better quality fish. But it is super fun to get out, try a new lake, catch a bunch of fish at it. I'm going to have to bring my son here, other kids here, because it's super fun. It gets kids hooked on fishing a lake like this. It's just loaded. But let's get to sticking them, try some different baits, see if that does the trick. Alright, here is the old punching setup. We got a D-bomb, 1 ounce weight. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of weight to get through a lot of this stuff. Most of it's just stacked up. Milfoil. Time to see if there's some better quality fish in this. This is kind of a big flat. It's a big, big point that separates the lake. So flattest area I've seen so far. I don't really like how all this stuff's all bunched up in this grass, but the stuff on the outside of it looks like it's pretty good stuff. So let's get to flipping, maybe throw a swim jig on it, see what we can do. Come on, cheese pandas. There we go. Well, he's not a big one, but like I was saying, that's why you punch the thick stuff, folks. For slaunch donkeys. Cheese pandas, like this guy. Total cheese panda. Kidding me? Fun though. I like when you feel the dunk. Just not quite the right size. It's flat out time to break out the big guns. I'm sick of these little pecker heads. See if these little dick heads will chase this guy down. That's the same size as them, so probably. Oh yeah, that's a sexy. Look, I already got a little one following that thing. Are you kidding me? Took one throw. Oh my god. Well, I guess we're gonna catch dinks on the big glide bait as well. I want to get my arm torn off. That's what I want to happen. Oh my god, this is so sick. I can see this bait the whole way in. There's like 10-foot visibility right here. That means those big bass can see it forever away. Look at the little guys following it. Come get it, buddy. You gonna get a mate with it or what? Oh, finally a decent fish just rolled on this swim bait. He wasn't huge, but he was like 2 or 3 pounds. Couldn't get a really good look at him, but he was way bigger than what we've been catching. There we go. Well, they're not really big, but it's a fish. Shocker, we got another dinkazoid. As Flair would say, we are in the damn nursery. Alright, well I just idled around to see if there's any good rock, deep structure. Turns out it's just a really deep lake. So this grass line's really deep. We're gonna try punching some of this stuff, maybe throw the swim bait on it. See if we can get one to react, and then we're gonna call it a day. Come on, be a good one. Nope. Not a terrible one. Not a great one though. I decided to back out off this weed edge out here, kind of pull out away from it. Maybe there'll be some better quality fish out here. Not so much. But we're gonna keep fishing for a little bit here. See if we can get a good one. It's been pretty damn tough though.
And we gonna show you what the love is.
Well, we just got off the water. I don't know, pretty tough day. Obviously didn't stick any big ones, but sometimes you gotta go try new things, fish new places. Honestly, I have a lot of lakes I go to right now and probably catch some 3, 4, 5 pounders, maybe not crush them because it's kind of a tough time of year. But you don't learn anything by going to the same fisheries every single time. I hadn't been to this place in like 10 years. Want to give it a try. I have no idea why there aren't better quality fish in here. Maybe there is, they just swerved us today, but we did our best. Hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you learned something about the slammer, different things to throw in clean water areas like this, but I gotta get out of here. Check back the next couple days. I got a couple videos coming out, doing some fishing with Max. We're gonna be doing some micro fishing, hopefully finding a new pet fish. Not sure what type we're gonna get, but be sure to go down and subscribe to Milliken Fishing right below. I'd really appreciate if you did that so you can be notified every time there's a new video. But thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this. I am out of here. Peace!
I'm not sorry. I can't stop with a love like mine.